Fred Richani, TSC, going for one of my daily walks. It's actually kind of a nice, warm yet breezy day here in New Jersey. I hope you all are staying safe. Florida's trying to shatter all kinds of records for COVID-19, which is utterly ridiculous. I hope everybody in Florida is staying safe. Man, a lot to get to in the world of pro wrestling, a lot going on. Most of the news not good at all, but there's some good news. So I guess maybe we should start with some of the good news. So if you missed my vlog the other night, Tessa Blanchard of Impact Wrestling, or formerly Impact Wrestling, I guess, has been fired. She's been stripped of the world title. You may recall a few months ago she was added for making some racist comments, was completely unapologetic about it, has been accused of bullying and harassing colleagues as well. So, you know what? See ya. On top of that, Impact Wrestling also has ceased to work with Michael Elgin. I don't know what that means other than probably fired. You may recall a few years ago, Michael Elgin had some not so savory allegations against him as well. And evidently according to, I believe it was Fightful.com, they reported that Elgin got into a fight with Sami Callihan during one of the tapings and, well, he's done. Oh well. On the WWE front, it's being reported that there could possibly be up to 30 positive coronavirus tests within WWE across the board. What does that mean? That means within the talent pool, within the staff, the crew, and the extras. One extra confirmed, I believe the last time he was in the Performance Center was at Backlash, he was in the crowd, confirmed that he tested positive for COVID-19. And WWE had a physician call him and say, hey bro, you're positive. And then guess what? They gave him no additional guidance after that. I don't even know if they're going to cover his medical bills. Meanwhile, he's got a pregnant wife. We know right now, as of press time, Renee Young, Jamie Noble, and Adam Pearce all have tested positive for COVID-19. Kayla Braxton has also tested positive for a second time, although some scientists have said that the virus never really leaves you, at least not right away. It takes time to shed it. So who exactly knows what the deal is there? But we'll go with the story that she got it twice since March, which is obviously not good. John Moxley, the AEW World Champion, the real-life husband of Renee Young, that poor guy might have it because, obviously he's married to Renee Young. So an absolute disaster, an absolute mess. And from what I understand, the tapings of SmackDown are either underway or have already been done, which is absolutely crazy. Think about this. WWE had, let's just say WWE just had 2-digit level positive tests, okay? And let's go with the worst case scenario would be everybody's infected, but let's go with the believed worst case scenario of like 30 positive tests. The fact that there are still wrestlers, talent, and crew that were willing to go to work today in the same facility that WWE claimed would be safe and sound for all, it is utterly ridiculous. It's utterly preposterous. First of all, it's like inhumane by WWE. Second of all, God bless all the wrestlers. God bless all the staff and crew. I know y'all got to make some money. I know you need to make a living. I know you're in Florida, which is in WWE's pocket right now as far as the governor is concerned, because he's an absolute puppet of a bitch. But man, if you're somebody that's legitimately concerned for your health and your family's health, and you're apprehensive to go to work, and WWE's urging you to go to work the day after you find out through the internet that there were like 30 positive tests, I'm sorry. This is one of those times you got to stand up for yourself. This is one of those times you got to go home. I know it's risky, okay? I know it's scary. I know, again, Florida is in WWE's pocket, but man, I have a hard time believing that if a group of wrestlers got together and took WWE to court, that whatever stupid waiver or BS agreement WWE has in their contracts would actually hold up in court when it comes to COVID-19. Seriously. Like and look, if you're one of those people that's like, oh, I'll shoot the virus or something like that, then okay, fine, go to the tapings. But if you're somebody that's legitimately concerned, especially if you have a family, and you still went to the Performance Center today, yes, okay, they tested you, great. Why? This is the time y'all got to get together. I'm not saying you got to start a union. You probably should. I'm not saying somebody should make a call to SAG. You probably should. But you got to do something. Because this isn't some fluke. This isn't some anomaly. All right? I don't know what illusions people have had about Vince McMahon, but it's very clear over this last year that he has given less of a damn about his workers than before. I mean, okay, maybe in the 80s, maybe in the 90s, but for a while WWE was going with the narrative of, oh, we're safe now. Oh, we take care of our talent now. Oh, we hold them out for 6 weeks when they get a concussion. Oh, we take every precaution. And all the actions you've seen, let's just say over the last 12 months, tell you the complete opposite. No bigger action than continuing to run shows during a pandemic when, unlike AEW and some other promotions, they can afford to. And keep this in mind, if you don't already know, if you didn't watch all my other videos, WWE wasn't testing for COVID-19 until last week. I'll say that again. WWE was not testing for COVID-19 during a pandemic until last week. Meaning somehow, some way, they got lucky. They had a horseshoe up their ass, to quote the legendary Brock Lesnar. And for 3 months or so, they only had one positive test, maybe two, I guess, because they had a developmental wrestler test positive last week, which caused the actual testing. So, yeah, think about that. 3 months they played with fire. The NBA shut down after one player got sick. One player. The MLB hasn't even restarted yet, took their sweet time. I'm looking around at all these sports, man, and some people are gonna say, well, you know what, Fred, there's gonna be positive tests. There's gonna be positives. You have to keep going. NBA's planning on going. Yeah, you're right. And UFC has kept going when people have tested positive. But guess what? UFC has proven, at least to some extent, that it'll keep its fighters safe. They may not pay them shit, but they will keep them safe when they're in the building. NBA has proven to err on the side of caution. MLB, say what you want about the owner's dispute, the player's dispute, whatever. I would like to think that they will try to make it as safe as possible. NHL, same thing. Top Rank Boxing, hey, somebody tested positive. You know what? They didn't even get to the bubble yet. We'll just keep them out. And from what I understand, they were doing regular testing there. Vince McMahon. Do you really trust Vince McMahon, who only started testing for COVID-19 when he had to? Do you really trust him over Dana White? Do you really trust him? And by the way, Dana White is a Trump guy, and he hates wearing masks, and he still implemented a ton of safety measures, especially in Vegas. But Vince McMahon can't be bothered unless he has to. And I'm not wishing this on Vince McMahon, even though I don't like him. I'm not saying I hope he's sick or anything else, but isn't it strange that there hasn't been a press release yet by WWE? Isn't it strange that WWE's been eerily quiet? There are people that are reaching out to wrestling journalists and news reporters for information within the company because they can't get any info from their own employer. Think about that. Why would they be quiet besides the fact that they just hope this goes away, which, oh, by the way, it ain't? Could Vince McMahon, who works very closely with Adam Pearce and Jamie Noble, who were infected, also be sick? I don't know. But if I'm Vince McMahon, Mr. There's no such thing as being sick, Mr. I hate sneezing, I'd get tested. I'd be pretty damn careful. Now, the bright side is they realized, hey, we probably should have had people wear masks in the crowd. So they'll be doing that going forward. That's great, but as the old saying goes, I think the damage is done. And again, the fact that there is actual talent currently at the Performance Center performing right now, it's absolutely mind-boggling. And look, I'm at the point now with all the surging cases in Florida, with seeing how horrible Vince McMahon has handled this, like I would trust my life with Adam Silver, or at least my health and safety with Adam Silver, which I guess is my life, more. What the hell was going on there? Oh, that's a car. That was loud. I would trust my life with Adam Silver more than I ever would with Vince McMahon. I would trust my life with Adam Silver more than I ever would with that fraud Ron DeSantis, the freaking puppet of a bitch. I got nothing. I got nothing. I'm absolutely mystified that these guys have been able to get away with that. I guess it's because WWE is still technically a niche. I guess it's because they're between sports and entertainment that they get away with this. I mean, if this is the NHL, if this is the NFL, if this is the NBA, I mean, forget about it. Forget about it. It would be shut down. And look, with the way things are going in Florida right now, with them not even mandating people to wear masks and everything else, so, oh, we'll close the bars. Okay, yeah, that'll help. With the way everything's going, I mean, I don't know if MLB and NBA will make it to their restart. I hope so, but I don't think so. In other WWE news, they did fire Travis Banks. They did fire Ligero. They fired last week Jack Gallagher. the NXT UK creeps who have been linked to sexual harassment, sexual assault, abuse. So good riddance. As of press time, at the time I'm recording this right now, I am not really sure why Wolfgang's still employed. Just to remind everybody, I know there's been a lot of allegations, especially against Joey Ryan, but just so I could remind everybody so it's at the top of your mind. Wolfgang, who's some bum that looks like the love child of one of the wildlings of Game of Thrones, he was accused of his ex-fiancée of not only abuse, but of having possession of pictures of underage girls, which, according to her account, which was documented for the public to see on Twitter, he admitted to it. And he admitted he went to schools and took pictures. Now, I'm not hating on her. God bless her. I appreciate her putting out her statement, and she even mentioned like she didn't report him to the authorities because she feared for her life, and that's fine. That's fine. I understand where she's coming from. But how does nobody within WWE, within the UK division, his neighbors, somebody can't put an anonymous tip into the cops? Why is WWE still employing him? They fired Jack Gallagher, and I get it. Jack Gallagher, linked to sexual assault at least twice, and that's horrible too. But the second you hear underage in a statement regarding one of your talents that, quite frankly, you really don't need, you got to get rid of them. So hopefully, by the time most of you watch this vlog, hopefully by tomorrow, Wolfgang will be unemployed because, well, there's no place in any industry for that stuff. And hopefully he'll get a nice visit from whoever the British version of Chris Hansen is, because that's utterly disgusting. My guy Kyle Wegner says Adam P is a good friend of mine, praying for him. I'm assuming Adam P is one of your boys that works at WWE. Yeah, man, I know a couple people that work at WWE too. I used to know a lot more, and then they either got laid off because that's what Vince McMahon does, or they found, thankfully, greener pastures as I'm walking through right now here in Jersey. But yeah, just unacceptable, man. Unacceptable by WWE. Unacceptable conduct across the board. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I may have missed during this sort of peaceful walk. Well, Marty Scurll, he is currently under investigation by Ring of Honor. If you don't know, Marty Scurll pretty much admitted to engaging in intercourse with an underage girl. Now, before some of my Brits hit me up and say, well, Fred, the legal age is 16 in the UK. Dude, guy's in his mid-20s. He allegedly assaulted a young woman, 16 years old at the time. He's like 10 years older. She was inebriated. Yeah, no place for that. I mean, even if it was quote unquote legal, even if there was a miscommunication, which I don't believe there was between the two, it's like, I mean, as a man, what the hell are you doing, dude? What the hell are you doing? I mean, I talked to some people I know in ROH. Pretty much everybody's lost respect for him, or whatever respect they had for him. Keep in mind, Marty Scurll was recently promoted to head booker, meaning he was in charge of all the storylines, and he just pretty much admitted to what would be in most states a statutory rape. So yeah, he's a terrible person. Chances are this is probably not the first teenager he hit up. And I think ROH will, I'm assuming, based on some people I've talked to, they will act swiftly and they will eventually dump him officially, because yeah, there's no place there for that. And it's unfortunate for ROH because they've been hanging by a thread. They're not drawn that much. You can make the argument they were running empty arena shows prior to the pandemic, not to pour salt on the wound, but they haven't been doing too well over this last year. And Marty Scurll was kind of like their final, I don't know, he was like their saving grace. So like, oh yeah, we re-signed Marty Scurll. He's not going to AEW, he's not going to WWE. We got him. He's like the biggest like non-WWE talent out there, and he is one of the biggest non-WWE talents out there as far as guys who compete like in North America and UK. But man, like I don't see how. I mean, look, there's always a chance he could end up in some flea market or something, but as far as on a national stage, I don't know how this dude comes back. And quite frankly, I don't really care for him because he's allegedly a son of a bitch and he likes 16-year-olds, so screw him. But yeah, tough times for ROH. Impact, they're going to need a new pay-per-view main event for Slammiversary. WWE, hey, it's great they at least fired some of the accused abusers, but more work definitely needs to be done. Man, for all the talent, the staff, the crew, again, I get you got to make a living. I get you need to pay your bills. I get for the people that do get benefits, y'all need benefits. But man, there comes a point in time where you got to stand up for yourselves and you got to take a stand. You really do. Because right now, with everything amplified, with nobody giving a damn, with everybody letting loose, the gaming industry being outed, the wrestling industry being outed, the entertainment industry being outed for abuse and harassment, like, this is the time. This is the time to step up. You'll have a lot of people behind you. And again, chances are, in the court of law, if it gets to that point, I don't think WWE's, whatever BS agreement waiver WWE has on you would hold up. But again, I'm not a legal expert. I'm just somebody that happens to watch wrestling and talk to a lot of people in the business. But I hope everybody stays safe. Hope everybody has a great weekend. To all the people in WWE, please get well soon. To all the people that have been affected by all these awful atrocities within the wrestling business and wherever, God bless y'all. Hope everything gets better for you soon. Hope justice gets served at some point. And yeah, what else is there to say other than until next time, everybody? I'll talk to you again soon. Keep in mind, baseball, at least as of right now, is officially back. So I'll be having some more baseball videos up right here on this Facebook page, the YouTube channel, everywhere else. I'm losing my train of thought here. Sons of mice. And we'll be having some more game reviews. I know you guys have been asking about, different content and stuff like that. Trust me, we will have some positive content too. Unfortunately, there's a lot of bad news out there, and sometimes we do got to amplify it so we can weed out some of the bad stuff. So hopefully, in the long run, we'll have some better days. Until next time, everybody, as always, enjoy the matches.